It's important to actually conduct experiments and examine outcomes in teaching probability because it helps students address false assumptions about probability and build a deeper understanding. Try to use an experimental approach whenever possible, posing interesting problems to investigate. If a theoretical analysis is possible, such as using a two-coin experiment or fair or unfair, it should be examined and the results compared with the expected outcomes. Tossing a coin twice is an example of an independent event. Let's explore rolling a dice and add the results. Have your students gather data on the sums that they get for rolling two dice. The results could be recorded in a dot plot in the figure A. These event sums do not appear to be likely. In fact, the sum of 7 appears to be the most likely. To explain this, have students look for combinations of 7, 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3 and 4. But there are also 3 combinations for 6 and 8. It seems as though 6 and 8 should just be as likely as 7. Now suppose that the experiment is done again. This time, suggest that students roll the dice twice of different colors and that they keep the tallies in a chart like the one in figure B. Results of a large number of dice indicate what one would expect, namely that all 36 cells of a chart are equal likely. Compare the sums of 6, 7, and 8, the most common sums. Notice that 7 red and 3 green, 4 is different from red 4 and green 3, and there are 3 such pairs for totals of 6 outcomes that result in the sum of 7 out of a total of a sample of 36. So the probability is 6 over 36, or 1/6. The sum for 6 for 8 each include a double. Therefore, each sum has 5 outcomes and not 6, for a probability of 5/36. The color-coded dice can help students see the probability are counted, addressed in the fact that 3 plus 4 is the same as 4 plus 3. On the left, we have a tree diagram. It is another model of creating sample spaces that could be used with any number of events. The tree diagram is more abstract but efficient for finding the probabilities. It shows all the possible outcomes. Area models, or you could use activity 2114. Are you a spring dog? So in the figure in B over here, you can visually see the students in the year of the dog and spring group make up 1/4 or 64% or 16% of the population. In A, this particular illustration finds that 64% of the students in a class were born in the year of the dog and 36 were born in the year of the rooster. What you might want to consider is, what is the probability you were born in the summer or fall, or that you are a rooster? The shading for the example in figure C on the right, half of the students are born in summer or fall and 36% are born in the year of the rooster. Dependent events. A dependent event is a second event whose results depends on the first event. For example, suppose that there are 2 identical boxes. One box contains 1 genuine dollar bill and 2 counterfeit bills, and the other box contains 1 genuine and 1 counterfeit. What are the chances of getting a genuine dollar bill? Here, there are 2 events, selecting a box and then selecting a bill. The probability of getting a dollar in the second event depends on which box is chosen in the first. The events are dependent. Activity 2116, keys to a new car. Use the keys to a new car activity page or pose the following problem. In the game show, you can win a car. If you make it through the maze to the room where you have placed the car keys, you can find the keys in either room, A or B. At the start and each fork in the path, you must spin the indicated spinner and follow the path that it points to. Once you have reached room A or B, the game is over. There is no going back through the maze. In which room should you place the keys to have the best chance of winning the car? The figure on the left demonstrates this activity. You can also use area representations to determine the probability of a dependent event, as the figure on the right shows, keys to a new car task. Simulation is a technique used for answering real-world questions or making decisions in complex situations where an element of chance is involved. Many times simulations are conducted because it is too dangerous, complex, or expensive to manipulate the real situation. Below are example simulations that are found in the book on page 599 and 600. Activity 2117, probability of getting groundwater, is on page 599. So number 1, the key component in the water problem is the condition of a pump. Each pump is either working or not working. In this problem, the assumption is that the probability is working is half. Number 2, any random device can be selected that has outcomes with the same probability as those of the key component, in this case the pumps. Here is the simple choice that might be tossing a coin with heads representing a working pump. Number 3, a trial consists of simulations of a series of key components until the situation has been completely modeled one time. In this problem, a trial could consist of tossing a coin 5 times. Each toss represents a different pump. Heads for pump is working and tails for pump it's not working. For this problem, it would be useful to record the number of heads and tails in a group of 5 because each set of 5 is one trial and represents all the pumps. And 5, there are 4 possibilities for pathways for water, each flowing through 2 of the 5 pumps. As they are numbered in the drawing, if any of the pairs 1, 2, 5, 2, 5, 3, and 5, 4 are open, it makes no difference whether the other pumps are working. By counting the number of trials in which at least one of these 4 pairs of coins both came up heads, we can estimate the probability of water flowing. To answer the second question, the number of tails the pump not working per trial can be averaged.